So you guys are in the new studio now at the Elser, and I'm just curious, what excites you the most about the new studio?
Oh man, smell you know that new car smell?
Yes.
Oh man, I love it. I mean, I'm really I look at myself as an engineer by trade, man, because I built studios. I have a radio background, but and also worked at the New World Symphony as an engineer. So I look at myself as a video engineer, even though I didn't have anything to do with building a new studio. We had all these people, Mike Jones, Bob the engineer. I'm sure
Hmm.
you've heard his name over the years, but
Yep.
Bob the engineer came in. He's retired now, but Bob the engineer, this was like his big last hurrah, his big project. And I've never seen anyone build this. I started maybe 5 months ago, and they got the thing done. Like they kicked ass, and it's so state of the art. Like I'm still finding myself. I haven't gotten a chance to soak it in yet. Like I'm just there. I don't even know how everything works. I don't know how the blinds. There's so many things that I'm excited to learn about as the days go on. And we're all still trying to work out the bugs too, so we can kind of crank it up production wise. We're making a lot of small mistakes here and there, but it's just necessary when you're
Hmm.
moving into a new studio and you're testing out technology. I think we were only out like 1 week. If you think about it, if you go back, we took like a week off, if that,
Yeah.
but we still had content that we prepared the audience for. So if you think about it, we really never took any major days off on our transition to the new studio. We just went right to work.
Hmm. Are there new things that this studio allows you to do that you couldn't do in the Clevelander?
Just the whole video thing, man. You notice that we're showing a lot more video on the show, a lot more. If
Hmm.
you watch the YouTube live, the show is these guys are old school radio, just like myself, so it's everything was all audio. Even if you listen to Dan or whoever, like these guys, the focus was never more of a visual. Now we're stepping it up. When I told you about the DraftKings network, and so we're focusing on, if we show video, it's B-roll, and you notice if we're
Hmm.
talking Miami Heat, we're showing a lot of the highlights that are going on. So
Yeah.
whatever they're talking about, I got my guys. Lewis is in the control room, so he's a very important part of the show. Danny and Lewis are kind of like on the front lines now at the new studio, on the studio side of it, because we kind of shifted from where we were to more of a network overnight. So
Hmm.
we went from these podcaster guys who were kind of doing the show from local hour, Big Suey, hour one, hour two, kind of just doing it how we wanted to. Now we're a little bit more structured. I can tell you that. We meet in the morning, as you guys probably are. I see a lot of you guys finding out a lot of these. I don't know how you guys do it, but you
We
guys
have
find,
our ways.
yeah, yeah. Like for some reason, I think I read about a morning meeting, but we do have our morning prep meetings or whatever, and those are fun. But everybody's getting used to that. I mean, I've done them for years with a lot of the talent that I've worked with over the years. But when you meet in the morning and do show prep, it just makes the show better. It just makes us. It
Hmm.
allows you to think. So when you're on that subject, you can kind of chime in and get your jokes get in and get out. And I love that as a producer.
Yeah. I mean, I think if from a fan perspective, what I see is the Le Batard show has always been podcast first, and hey, there's video when they're at the Clevelander. And now the sense that I get being in this new studio is it feels more of 50-50. This new studio is geared not just to provide a visual component, but to make the visual component part of the forefront. You have the TV screens in the background. Like what that enables you to do is you guys can basically have different sets, right? There's talk of Amin's doing a show.
Yeah,
Pablo's mentioned it, right? Now, when
yeah.
those guys, or even for Mystery Crate, they talked about it. When there's a Mystery Crate, there's now a different visual feel to the show. It's not just here's Mystery Crate inside of the Dan Le Batard show. There's more shifting and changing that can happen. So, I mean, it's really adding to the content. And then, like you said, you guys started doing this at the Clevelander. You're doing it even more now, showing video content. I think what I enjoyed the most is how it felt like classic show. You guys breaking down the Russell Westbrook almost getting into a fan. And what does the show do? They talk about how the kid is eating food on the plate. And if you're watching on the YouTube, you could visually see that bit, which really just added to the experience. Like I cracked up watching that
Yeah.
on YouTube. So yeah, I think the studio just, it looks like it's really allowing you guys to do so much more from a video perspective.
Oh, absolutely, man. That if you look at Dan, behind Dan is just this huge LED wall. It's probably 12 feet wide, 10 feet high. I don't, it just
Hmm.
takes up an entire wall, and we can program any piece of video content. If you notice, we'll show a lot of is it wherever the Miami Heat play, they change the name, every other
Yeah.
couple years. I don't even want to make the mistake now of trying to pronounce the new name of the arena.
Hmm.
But we kind of show a little bit of Biscayne, but you'll notice we'll start to ramp up and show more areas in Miami. We'll try to, it's just, we want to try to keep people entertained when we go to break, so we're not losing a big audience. So we'll try to show you we'll show you things and behind the scenes. You'll notice with the, where we all kind of sit at during the show, where all of the people that are on my team and along with Hildy and everybody on our production side, we're just kind of like one big family over there. But the studio is just amazing, man. Like everybody's pretty much been working so hard at this thing over the last few months, and to see it come to fruition right now, and we're just living in it. Everybody's kind of like still surprised, and I ain't gonna say in shock, but it's just like, wow, we're just all soaking it in and trying to crank it up to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely. I love when you guys are doing it live and you go to a break. Like, whose idea was it to just show footage of the studio?
I mean, it's just we have a director too. This guy Jason.
Uh-huh.
We have a new director, but this guy he comes from ESPN.
Hmm.
And so he came to me, hey, we need shots of the exterior of the where we at the Elser. We need shots of Biscayne. He gave me a long list of shots that he wanted to start, implement. So you'll start to see like a lot of his wish list to come true, because for me, it just makes the product better. We used to put up the little sign, hey, it will be right back, and it'll be a graphic or whatever. And people will stick around for pretty much. But if you show video and visual and behind the scenes content, it just keeps people, it retains people faster, at least on YouTube. But we still do well on the audio side of it. I think our audience, they're still a little bit more old school in a sense, where they're still downloading the podcast. That's why we're at the top of the charts,
Hmm.
But it's my job. I think it's like, I think I heard you say it's 50-50, but I want the numbers. If I can get the numbers
Yeah.
50-50, we're unstoppable. There's no other podcast or sports content network will be able to touch us once we start to be able to match the video level with our downloads on the audio side. We'll be unbelievable.
Who's been to the gym the most?
Oh man, that's a great question. What I've noticed, and I saw Mike Ryan, I want to say between Mike Ryan, Taylor, and Tony. And yeah, so between those three, and then maybe Fuentes. I did see Fuentes working out by himself. I got to give Mike Fuentes credit. Mike's the first one I've seen. Now, but I've only seen the other guys on video. But Mike,
Yeah.
I actually physically saw him working out by himself at the gym. And I think from what Dan said the next day, he came in shortly after him. So, but I didn't see it. I only saw.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start. I keep saying I'm gonna start working out, but I just keep. I don't know, man. I keep enjoying the studio so much. I never make it upstairs.
Yeah. Who's checked the most excuses?
Let's see here. Well, they keep saying that Tony is checking the most excuses, but I'm a 10-day Tony supporter. So anything Tony, I'm getting Tony ready. I got a lot of great ideas with Tony, man. I'm trying to get Tony ready to try out, so he could like try out for the G League or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
Like I want
And
to know.
even for video, like Tony's probably one of the people who on the show has done the most content for the channel outside of it, with GG's, Smart Football People, the MMA Hangouts. So I mean, Tony's done
man,
ton of content.
Yeah, man. Tony's he's on the Twitch. You're right. You just shouted it out. That's another goal. And I got Thomas, one of my social media guys. He's a very smart guy. He's fired up our Twitch, so we're a Twitch partner now. Man, that Twitch channel is growing. That's what I want to try to get more people on. I wish more of our fans were on Twitch, because that's where it's really, you know, if you're having fun on YouTube on the comments or whatever, you'll have the same, you'll have even more of a great time on Twitch. And so I'm trying to grow that audience, though, for everybody that's a gamer out there. Even some of the guys, I wish that I could implement like fans and have them play some of my guys on the gaming side. You know, that's actually my goal, to try to merge some of the guys that are on our show with fans, and then like make a real show out of it and put it on Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a lot of fun.